Sorry guys. All the time. Hey everybody. Steve here. Rushing to work again. Just asking for prayers. Hold on, I'm trying to force the traffic as usual. So I need prayers. Hold on. Can't hear nothing. It's hot in here. Okay. So, just need prayers, for Donna and I, obviously for our health and situation and this and that. Been going through a lot, but Donna's been keeping me busy, worrying and up and down with her health issues and doctor's appointments and I'm not trying to throw all her business out there, but we just need prayers because, it looks like she might have cancer, and she's just been sick a lot lately, like a lot. And it's constant now, and I had to go to the doctors with her today and really put my foot down and say, look, you need to get to the bottom of this right away. The problem is she's got all these other health issues and more that they just found out. And so it's kind of like she's going to be 75 on June 2nd. So let's say a happy birthday for her. But she's got a lot of health problems, and it's like a needle in a haystack. We both do, and I know she's a fellow sufferer. I know what she's going through. I have a lot of similar health issues as her, but I'm not 75. And it's just, it's a lot of sleepless nights. She's my friend, and she's the only family I have left that cares about me, and she's like a mother to me. So I need prayers for her and for me. I do the best I can for her to try to take care of her. I live there, and I'm like a living caregiver to her, and I'm also her friend for 7 years now, and so that's great. But I'm just really concerned because I put my foot down with the doctors today, and I told them, I'm like, you have to get this endoscopy done. She's getting sicker by the day. And I know, I've been through this with my dad and other people who had cancer, and, it's like I'm late all the time because she's constantly sick, and I can't just leave her like that, when she's going through that, or if there's a mess, or, whatever. So, you got to be firm with the doctors, and even the doctor told us today, he's like, you have to keep nagging us. You have to keep calling until you get responses. Keep fighting, show us that you're proactive about your health. Otherwise, we're going to take those who are the loudest first, And so basically I told Donna, so Donna and I got in an argument today because, she doesn't like me, getting involved, with her doctors and this and that and speaking for her, but she doesn't know how to communicate with people to get stuff done. And she acts like, oh, well, it's not a big deal, but it is. And the doctor's telling me that it is. And she's wasting a lot of time, and she procrastinates. For example, making appointments. If I don't do it for her, she will procrastinate because she doesn't want to hear bad news, and she doesn't want to. She's just lazy, and she gets distracted, and she keeps putting it off and putting it off. So the doctor told me before I went to work today, I had to make sure we got a contact with her primary care. I can't trust her to get it done because she's like, oh, well, it's a weekend, and he's there. Oh, well, it's a holiday weekend. So what, Donna? Get it done. Well, we probably won't hear back from him until next Tuesday anyway. That's great. That's why we got to get it done now. Oh, well, it's not a rush. It's like, I'll do it. So I had to call him and tell them what was going on, and she wasn't happy about that. But this is for her own good, because she's already had this colonoscopy pushed off twice already, and now they want to push it off possibly to August because she's so high risk with her diabetes and other stuff that she could go into a stroke, a coma, or whatever during the surgery, during the procedure. So, and we don't want that. So we had to get an endocrinologist involved, and I had to make that happen today because I can't. She just puts everything off, If it were up to her, she'd forget about it for another week or two. She just doesn't want to know the truth about what's going on. But the doctor told me they are very concerned about cancer. And I know too, because I can see her getting sicker by the day. So, this is why sometimes as a caregiver, you have got to take initiative, and your patients aren't always going to be happy with you. They think that, and Donna's a nurse, so they make the worst kind of patients. Doctors and nurses are like the worst patients ever. Of course, there's gridlock traffic, again, as usual. And so you have to put your foot down. Now, one of my gifts in life is a sense of knowing and understanding what people need, seeing things, for what they really are. I can read things. I can see things sometimes before they happen. I know where things are going, and what's going to happen next. And so I use these gifts. I try to help people in a spiritual sense. I can tell sometimes before someone's going to die. Sometimes I'll see them in a casket days before they die. I mean, this is all creepy stuff to have to talk about, but, these are gifts that I've always had, and I don't share them lightly all the time with people because people think you're a nutcase. There's gridlock traffic. Oh, my Lord. Sorry, Jesus. I'm a nervous wreck myself. I am tired. I got, no sleep again last night. It's go, go, go between my doctors and her doctors, and just there's so much to do and trying to work every day on top of it. It's just, I don't feel good myself, but she takes first priority. She's kind of my patient. So I just don't like having to argue with her. Now she's sitting there all pissed off and resentful because I made her make the appointments now without wasting time. I could have done that. I know you could do it, but you'll do it when you feel like doing it. And that could be 2 weeks from now. And she's, she lies to me about when she talks to the doctors, she doesn't tell me how serious things are. And I'm not stupid. So then when she's on the phone with the doctors and stuff, or when I bring her to her appointments, I will chime in and say, hey, and they tell me the truth. And I'm like, Donna, you're not being honest with me. Oh, well, I told you. No, you didn't tell me. I figured it out. So she gets mad at me for being tough on her. Tough on her diet. She's diabetic. She has to eat healthier. She's a high stroke risk. She's got kidney failure. She's got all these problems. So I'm trying to look after her the best I can. And she doesn't make it easy because she wants to rebel. She tells me she's fasting, and then I find out, I check the cabinets. I know what's in the house as far as food. I do the grocery shopping and the cooking. I know what's there and what's not. And then she sits there telling me, oh, I didn't eat all day. Really? Well, that's funny because there's a box of Twinkies gone, and it shouldn't be in there in the first place. Oh, I didn't eat it. Well, if you didn't eat it and I didn't eat it, who ate it? Oh, well, mind your business. No, you got to trust your caregiver that you're not working with me here. And then the doctors, she tells the doctors one thing, she's not being honest with them. And then I got to get on the phone and say, no, this is the reality. And then she gets mad at me. So, you know what? When you care about people and you're responsible for taking care of them, you got to do what you have to do for them. They're not going to want it. They're not going to like it all the time, but you got to watch her. And she feels like she's losing her independence at 75, me doing stuff for her and this and that. But the truth is she can't. She's slowing down. And she does need a fire lit up under her butt once in a while to get her motivated and keep her going, and she's just a tough case. She drives me nuts, And then I go to work and I have to deal with other clients that don't want to do nothing for you. And it's just, this is a tough field because, I'm good at it because I really care about people. But that's always been my problem in life. I care too much for people. And I get attached and, they're like family to me, and I don't want to lose anyone on my watch. And I've lost so many people, and I've been there through people's 6-year-long battles with leukemia. And I've been there. I know what I've been through this over and over and over again. I'm also responsible for people's spiritual care as a Christian, so it would just make my job a lot easier and a lot less stressful if people would work with the doctors and do what they're supposed to do and work with me and not lie and not try to, I'll just eat what I want and do what I want. And it's really annoying. And then they wonder why they're sick. I've been telling her for 6 years to stop drinking a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke every day for 50 years. Finally, she has kidney failure now. I warned her 6 years ago. I warned her every day. Now she can't drink it anymore because kidney failure. What? If people would just listen to me more often, they wouldn't end up in the hospital. I don't know. I'm not a prophet, but I've got wisdom from God, and I've got gifts. Sometimes they're prophetic. Sometimes I can see things before they happen. Sometimes I just have a really good sense of what's coming. Or, I'm good at details and I know where things are headed. Nobody listens, and I hate to say that I'm usually always right, and I don't like that. I don't like being right all the time. I don't get some kind of joy out of gloom and doom. But when you're when you're trying to warn people and help them and keep them on the straight and narrow and keep them out of trouble, they just don't listen. And then it affects your life. You know, like, there's a lot riding on this. If Donna were to die today, I would be in trouble because I'm not ready to be on my own right now. I don't have any money saved for a home. I'm battling illnesses myself. I'm trying to keep my head above water. And this one's screwing around with her health. And, you know, it's like, if she drops dead tomorrow, where am I going? I'm on the street, you know? It's just like, so even more reason to be motivated and keep her healthy, you know? It's like, I know that sounds selfish, but I've been friends with this lady. She's been like a mother to me for 7 years. She was my only friend and family most of the time in the past 7 years. And so, you know, I don't want to lose her, another person. And I don't even know why I'm venting. I guess just for prayer support, I guess. I'm very stressed myself. You know, I probably won't make it to heaven myself. I'm like the worst Christian lately. But ever since seminary didn't work out, all of a sudden everything was just like downhill spiral from there, and I've not been where I used to be, and I cannot seem to get back to where I was with the Lord because there's just, I've been trying to survive, you know, like I'm out here trying to survive. It's not easy being homeless and having your family leave you and, you know, to the streets, and you have a $13 an hour part-time job and be battling serious chronic illness your whole life, and it's just one thing after another, and it's like there's no rest for the wicked, and I'm starting to think that I'm wicked, and that God is just, I don't know, punishing me until the day of judgment or something, because I don't get rest. It's like every time something good happens, it gets taken away or it gets ruined. It's just constant. I can't remember the last time I got a good 8 hours or 10 hours of sleep. I cannot remember, and it's been years. Peaceful night's sleep. Money. Hey, dude, you have a BMW and you're probably a rich lawyer, and I know it's Madison, but that was my light, and you almost hit me. I should let one of these rich snobs hit me one of these days and sue them so I can have a house. Because honestly, that's not very Christian, but these people, they think who they are around here. Because they're driving these expensive cars and they live in these big mansions, and it's like, they ain't worried because they got plenty of insurance and plenty of money. So they think they're above the law. And then they look at my car, which is dumpy compared to all the ones I see around here. There's not one car that's not shiny and new. And most of them are Beamers, Acuras, Mercedes. I mean, they're all top notch. I mean, you got to see these places. I'm living on the seawall. I'm working on the seawall in Madison over here. I see her. I'm not going to hit her. Oofa. Drama queen, though. Maybe she was off the phone and not walking in the middle of the road. Anyway, I got to go. I'm at work. The point is, pray for us. Pray for me. My faith and my soul are literally on the line nowadays, and I'm not joking. And I am not doing good in that area. And life is beating me down. Like, beating me down. And I'm real stressed. And I'm just so tired of being sick and tired. And I got to keep going and going and going. I feel like there's just so much responsibility all the time on me. And I forgot it would be nice to just have my own home and, you know, be able to go to bed early when I want and get up early and use the bathroom and not have to worry about somebody else being in there 10 times so I'm late for work all the time and having to constantly take care of somebody else all the time. I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but I want to be able to take care of myself. You know, I miss my independence and being able to do what I got to do for myself. And I just haven't had that in a long time. Gosh, almost 10 years now. So pray for me.